my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Anyway, so for today's video, I will be sharing with you guys what I should have looked out for when I first bought my film camera. And since I also have this new package that I got just yesterday, I saved the unboxing for today just because I really want to unbox it with you guys. So while I'm sharing everything that I've learned or like stuff that I guess you should look out for, I'll do that while unboxing this baby. Just a quick disclaimer, I am in no way a pro photographer of some sort, and I haven't been actively shooting, so please take all of my recommendations or everything that I'm about to share with a grain of salt. And obviously, if you have comments or violent reactions, please do correct me below because we want to grow in this channel. So okay guys, so let's start with just a little backstory. Okay, my father has this film camera lying around in the house, and I always borrow it, and then I try to take pictures with it as if there's film and stuff like that. So I had already a little background regarding film photography, but then it piqued my interest when I saw that video by 35 Studios. So I saw that video, and because of that I decided to try and do film photography because I really like how it looks. It looks so amazing, and just the thought of like taking pictures and being very intentional with your shots is so beautiful to me, and then you only get to see them when you develop the actual pictures. And it always, if you nail the exposure and all this other stuff, then it always seems like it's so magical and amazing. So that's why I really like film. So what were the things that I did wrong when I started film photography? So when I started film photography, I didn't really know much about the types of cameras. I wasn't researching that much with regards to what kind of film camera I really want to buy. I said, hi, I'd like to buy a film camera, but I don't know what's best for me. All I know is I want it to be small, I want it to be pocket friendly or like handy, and also I want it to be beginner friendly. And they recommended me a camera that was really nice, but it's also really big for me because I'm a small person. So for me it was a big camera na. So I wasn't really going out with it, shooting with it, using it as my camera. And so I ended up buying another camera, and I ended up spending more than what I really should. And instead of actually buying film and shooting, I ended up buying lots of cameras and trying different cameras. So in order to avoid that situation happening to you, I'll tell you what you should know before you buy a film camera and how you're gonna choose which film camera to buy. Anyway, it's here now. This is the Olympus XA. Something that, it's so small, it's so nice. So let's continue unboxing. So before you start with like looking into what camera you'd like to buy, you should ask yourself first, what are the available, or what are the different film formats that I could get into. The most common film formats out there are the 35mm or 135 format and the 120 format. Most of the people tend to go for the 35mm cameras or the 135 format just because if you're shooting photos for like just for fun, or you're not really gonna use your shots and make them into large prints or medium format prints, you should go and use a 35mm camera. So 35mm rolls usually look like this. So these are the typical rolls that you see, and then the 120 film format are the larger one. The number of shots you can get with a 35mm camera is around 35 to 36 or 38 if you're good at squeezing in your shots. Whereas I believe for a 120 camera you get around 10 shots per roll. So yeah, that's it. So the first thing you need to know, what format are you gonna consume. Next question is, what this isn't really a very it's so nice. Anyway, this isn't really a very what do you call this, deciding matter, but it's good to know if you want a full frame camera or a half frame camera. So most of the film cameras out there are full frame cameras. The nice thing about half frame cameras are that it gives you twice the number of images you get from a full frame camera. However, there is a tricky part because, for example, this is a full frame camera. So when you half this, so it turns into something like this. So when you try and shoot, you normally shoot in a landscape kind of orientation. So when you shoot the film with a half frame camera, most of the time you are now shooting with this portrait orientation because of the half sensor, something like that. I hope you get what I'm saying, but if you don't, I'll be putting links down in the description so you can learn more about what I'm talking about. So next is, how do I choose my first film camera? There are multiple types of film cameras. Let's start with the easiest one to use, and then going to the more complex cameras. I know this one is getting more popularity right now. The first one I'm going to introduce to you are the disposable film cameras. So I have two disposable film cameras here. So what are disposable film cameras? Disposable film cameras are given the name, they're disposable. You get to use them once, but there are video tutorials wherein people try to modify their disposable film cameras so they can reuse it again. But basically, disposable film cameras are there to use only once. So it just has all these features that are very easy to understand. That's why most people who are just trying to get into film and are afraid of going or experimenting or learning deep diving right into the film stuff, then they try and to see if they really want to try film, they usually go for disposable film cameras first. Yeah, and when you finish a roll, you just then give it to your local developing lab, and then they just give it back. So this one, I've already developed the film and I told them to return the body, and then this one is yet to be developed. By the way, most of the people I know, you want to go into a country to travel or something like that, if they want a quick, like, just fun, not thinking of anything type of camera, they usually buy a disposable film camera on the country itself, or they purchase a disposable film camera before their travel, and then that's what they use as a travel diary of some sort. So once you've passed that disposable film camera era and you decide that, I really want to try film, but I don't want to think about all of these different settings and all that, but I want to try film some more and I want to save, and so I want to buy a legit film camera. So what legit film camera should you purchase? You should try to purchase a point and shoot camera. So point and shoot camera is basically a camera that you point and then you shoot. It's just as simple as that. Some point and shoot cameras have a fixed lens. Some have a zoom lens like this. Like that. And then if you're just someone who wants a small camera, easy to bring, just click and snap and then you're good to go type of camera, but you also don't want the expense of buying this disposable film all over and over again, because as time passes by it's gonna get pretty expensive overall. Then you can try shooting with a point and shoot camera. So there are a lot of point and shoot cameras in the market right now. I believe these are the types of cameras that are being sold the most right now. Just quick point and shoot cameras. Before, I was able to buy a point and shoot camera for 500 and now they are around 1,000 to 3,000 pesos. That's inflation for ya. Also, what's nice about point and shoot cameras is that they already have built-in settings or auto settings. They already have auto exposure, auto focus, so you don't have to worry about all that stuff. You just literally point and then you shoot. The next type of cameras are single lens reflex cameras. So these are two of my, oh my god, these are two of my single lens reflex cameras. So given that you've already gone into the point and shoot era and then you feel that you're someone who really likes to learn more about the technicalities of film photography or photography in general, then I guess you should now move on to an SLR camera or a single lens reflex camera. What are the parts of a single lens reflex camera? So it has a body and it has a lens. So what's nice about this camera is that if you want to change lenses, if you want to change lenses, then you can obviously buy one amazing body and then invest more on the lenses. So these are the types of film cameras that newbies who really want to learn, or those who already know the basics of photography, these are the type of cameras that they gravitate to when they buy a film camera for the first time. What else have yeah, it also has a lot of functions, but definitely you can be more hands-on with what you're shooting. You could change the focus the way you like it. You could change your lens. Basically, you could decide whether you want the shot to be stuff like that. It's really, really technical. If you want to learn about the technicalities and you want to learn it with something sort of beginner friendly, then you go for SLR cameras. And the last choice, which is for me I like this choice, the rangefinders. So the difference between a rangefinder and an SLR camera is that when you look into the lens of the SLR camera, and then you adjust the focus, you can immediately see what the actual camera sees. But oh my god. Okay. But with a rangefinder camera, you look into the lens, you adjust your focus, but the thing is, you don't see what the actual camera sees because the lens and the viewfinder are not aligned. That's why this type of camera is a bit tricky. But what is nice about these cameras is that they are very silent. Their shutter is silent, so it's good for street photography, or it's good for when you want to take pictures and you don't want other people to notice that you're actually taking pictures of them. But the thing that you have to learn is you have to learn how to zone focus, which means you have to adjust in layman's term, you have to adjust your focus based on the distance of the person. So you're just gonna like mentally, you could just mentally wing what components of your image is in focus by checking their zone or their distance from the camera. So that is zone focusing. I believe that is zone focusing. And also some of the rangefinder cameras some of the rangefinder cameras that you buy, they have built-in lens. Some you could screw the lens out and then replace it with another. Just depends on the camera. Yeah, so that's it for rangefinder cameras. Speaking of rangefinder camera, this camera that I recently bought from C41 Club, this is a rangefinder camera, but it is as small as this. It's as small as this point and shoot camera. This is what I've been looking for all of my life. Oh, show yourself. This is the camera that I really want, and now that I have it, I will be shooting more of this when the ECQ is done. Oh, just a quick demo of this camera. So this is an Olympus XA camera. It is the smallest rangefinder camera out there in the market, and it has a detachable flash. So it actually just looks like this. See, it's so small. And this is just the flash, and you just attach it like that, and then you can go shooting. Yeah. So nice. Oh, it's very nice. The patch, the focusing patch or something, is so clear. I like it. Oh, it's so nice. Yay! Alright. So that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for watching me unbox this camera. Again, I bought this film camera from C41 Club on Instagram. Hi guys, thank you so much. I just messaged them, and then they happened to have this camera, so I had it reserved and I got it. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. And also, I will link all the other film camera shops in the Philippines that you can check out, and also shops where you can buy actual film rolls and not just cameras. Again, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new or something that you haven't even learned before. Thank you very much for sticking until the end of this video. If you want, you could comment down which film camera you think suits you the best. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel to see more of content, more of these content on your YouTube feed. Thank you very much for watching, and that's my brother. He really wants to eat na, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!